Man, I kept delaying this live, man. Yeah. I think that's my guy too. I think that's Discretion TV. You know what I'm saying? We gonna run Discretion TV content, man. Salute to him. Oh, I got a bunch of people on Instagram hitting me up right now. Okay, I see you. Good morning, beautiful people. Man, Sharice went live, man. Listen, man, ain't nobody watching them videos no more, Sharice. Loose cannon, hang it up. It's over. It's over. Yeah, it's over. I hate to tell y'all, it's over. Y'all posting like once in a blue moon. It's over. I'm just keeping it a buck with you. But man, don't nobody give a Good morning, beautiful people. Stand on the media. We in the building. What it is, what it ain't, what it might be. Well, I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? Let me grab this link and send this to the home girl. Salute to Phoenix J. Yeah. Let me see. You gotta hit that notification too, Phoenix. I ain't on my screen yet, so I can't see who all on here yet. Now I can see who all on here. Who all on here already? Big Sean, what it is. Walter Parsons, my guy. T-Twins, my brother from another mother. He did a whole lot of research for me yesterday. I promise you I'm going to put that research to use today. Yesterday, man, I'm not even going to lie, man. I was so tired, man. I was running on fumes, bro. You know, I had a whole lot of phone calls and stuff to deal with. And, you know, it was just too much. Hit that like button like you like something though when you come in here, man. You know what I'm talking about, man? We gonna get cooking today. Yeah, man. And then after that, I'm going to that kitchen and get to cooking. Yeah. We gonna run the CS2 back. And then we gonna get right to it. Drop the vids. Dope Music ENT, what up, man? Drop the vid. We dropping the vid. Oh yeah, we gonna drop the vid. Yeah, 3-minute videos for them. Hey. Got a couple of quick announcements and then we gonna move on. You know what I'm saying? Salute to Duke too, by the way. Salute to Duke, man. It's nothing personal. Number love for you, Duke. You know, Zim, salute to you, bro. Nothing personal at all. You know, people can try to make things appear to be something that they not, but it ain't nothing like that. I just speak my mind, man. You know, let's run the CS2 back. Hey. But it wasn't personal at all, man. I applaud you to go listen. I did more defended than anything, but I have to be honest. You know, I had to be honest. It was already out there. Like, it's already out there, right? It's like, it ain't like it's not out there. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't to be malicious, but people can try to put lipstick on a pig and make it appear to be something that it ain't. I'm not that type of person. People that know me, they know that. Welcome to Stand on the Media, man. Salute to the Stand on the Media family that pulled up on this live. I appreciate the love and the support. Let me turn this volume down on my phone. So we got a lot to get to, and we're going to get right to it. Straight up. Big Sherm, straight out. Sucker and succotash, so wide. Say wide. My mouth is healed though. No, I ain't gonna lie. It still got the stitches and shit, so that bothers me, but it's almost there. I'm good. No infection this time, thank God. That was crazy. Man, they got to cut my gums open. Have you ever had your gums cut open? That shit is different. But anyway, y'all ain't here to hear about my dental work issue. Y'all here to hear the content. So moving forward, I hate to have to announce this, but I am, because I'm very transparent with my Stand on the Media family. You will no longer hear me say salute to District 13. There's still a few members over there that I got nothing but love and respect for, so it's not the whole team or anything like that. But just District 13, the name, or anything like that. Yesterday they kicked me out of one of their private chats because yesterday, for two things really. Because I played audio that had audio with Zim on it that was already posted on my YouTube from 7 months ago, that was already put out there. That I played yesterday to point out what Todd was saying about Wack back then, because it was Throwback Thursday. And I don't log this shit in my head, like who was involved with the content, who ain't involved, and all that yada yada yada. I ain't gonna say no person's name, but man, that's crazy. I ain't get no good morning from you or nothing personally or nothing, but that's cool. That's how we moving. That's how we moving. I see a lot of people moving crazy. They moving walkie out here. You know what I'm saying? No. So anyway, I ain't know that conversation was even on that audio when it got played, but nevertheless, it got played. And they was taking shots at Zim. I'm talking about the live I did yesterday, and Wack and was it? Yeah, Wack. I think said he did. And then it was a couple other people. Man, it was the audio where they was taking shots at Zim. You know what I'm saying? And if y'all remember correctly, I was saying you knew the stuff that y'all pointing out. You knew the entire time. So when it was cool, y'all didn't have no problem with it. But I also pointed out that, nigga, we all got pictures out there that someone can say is questionable or that wasn't a good idea. We all do. Some of my pictures, I got my tongue out. You don't think I get it? You don't think I get hit for that? Are you serious? Only reason why I don't post pictures on a regular basis, because this time around, I want this to be about the content. I want to be about the content. I want to be about the family, aka subscribers, and because you got to say subs. But I want it to be about the Stand on the Media family that support me. I want it to be about the content that we're doing. I want it to be about the message and not about me. My first run with Straight No Chaser, I was on the front of every intro. Me and the family. Me and the family and the homie. And the homies, really. Shit. The more I think about it. And I did that for like a year or two straight. But not this time around. But what I'm saying is, when I do post, I post some pictures with the tongue out, crazy shit. Somebody can question and do. It is what it is. When I talked to that man personally, I told him I don't believe none of the stuff that was alleged about you, bro. I know how he play. I did look at some pictures like that, and that wasn't a good look. I told him that personally. He may not remember the one conversation we had where we exchanged phone numbers, or was supposed to. But I never did get that message with the phone number. And that's okay. But I said it to you. Because what I don't do is bite my tongue and sugarcoat a motherfucking thing. I may be respectful and sidestep some shit. But when I'm faced with it, I'm going to speak my perspective. Nobody's exempt from that. And I ain't even harp on the shit. I said my piece, moved on, and continue to defend. And even after the fact, I still feel how I feel. I don't believe any of that. I believe that was excessive. I believe that they knew all about that and seen all that beforehand and didn't say nothing about it. It's only because y'all into it that they talking about. I still believe all that. But see, that there was a deeper agenda at play. I believe. That's 100% what I believe. I don't believe it was only just that. Oh, and then I was talking to a guy named Crazy, which I never said the other person's name. I never said District 13. I didn't say anything. I was just talking to a particular person, and I told him, don't let somebody or something trick you out your position, being disrespectful, being ignorant. And if I told y'all what was said, a lot of y'all, especially if you're from Cali, you understand exactly where I'm coming from. Certain lines should never be crossed. But I guess that don't apply over there in District 13. But that's okay, right? We're not gonna cry over it. I just want to let my people know you will no longer hear me say that. However, still go support District 13. Allegedly, they got a YouTube, or they working on a YouTube that's supposed to be coming. Go support District 13. There's a lot of real good people over there. My stance will never change. Who I was when I was with you, it's going to be the same way when I wasn't with you. But I guess now I can speak a little more freely, right? What's so crazy about it is I didn't get a phone call. Crazy. I didn't get a phone call. Hey, what's up with that? See, that's how I know that there's a deeper agenda involved. But I always been knew it. See, I can speak a little freely. So I'm gonna speak a little freely. There's a lot more. There's a lot more at foot than what's on the surface. And then, to be honest, I'm not even surprised. Because when you involve yourself with something for a long period of time, there's such thing as learned behavior. And sometimes you can't help but pick it up. So, I'm going to just leave that right there, right? Because I know. Just know I know. That's all it needs to be known is, I know. And I know you know I know, and I know why. What happened and why you felt that was the right opportunity to do it. Because I know. But that's cool. Been new. You know what I'm saying? But I don't regret supporting a lot of the members over there that I truly love, have grown to like. Rocksteady, salute to Rocksteady. You know? Salute to Crazy Ed. Salute to Crazy Ed. Salute to the beautiful SS. Salute to my guy, Florida Boy, for sure. Phoenix J, for sure. And moving forward, we will be partners, but I will be the face or the YouTube of choice for Phoenix J. Not saying she won't use other YouTubers, because I would encourage you to do that. You know what I mean? Mix it around, different audience, different crowds. You know what I mean? I'm not that type of person, right? Because I don't want nobody to restrict me or tell me I can't be me. I can't speak my mind. That I have to go along because you need me to go along with your narrative. Yeah, I like freedom. I enjoy my freedom. So I'm going to encourage Phoenix J to also use other YouTubers, but I will be the main one, posting content that she does, and hopefully I can talk her into getting in the game. She's a stubborn mule, but she's coming around. She's coming around because we all know that Phoenix is the wave. She's really the wave on Clubhouse. A lot of people understand that, but so is some of the people that are already named. You know what I mean? They have built a name for themselves, and I've learned to appreciate them over there. I didn't name everybody. It's still a few more over there, man. The name's just Duke. Salute to Duke too, man. I've always liked Duke. So salute to Duke too. I really think he has a lot of talent in him. You know what I mean? He can do anything he want to do. So salute to him. I'm trying to think, man, who else over there I really have grown to like and appreciate over there. If I forget y'all names, man, it's just because this wasn't planned. So, but there's still a few names, and I will throughout the video make sure I shout y'all out, because I want y'all to know that it's all love. It ain't nothing. I understand what's going on. I know there's a deeper agenda at foot, and it is what it is. Yeah, Phoenix is the wave. Whiskey, Momimi. I don't know if I said your name right at all, but I'm gonna just call you Law. 100%. Phoenix is the wave. She's the, you know what I mean? She's the name. She's the so and I done told her that. Like shit, man, you can go out here and get it popping on your own. You don't need little old me. You don't need anything. You know? But she's dedicated, and I can respect that too. Salute to Deuce Sims, man. Deuce Sims in the building, like he said. Hit that like button like you like something. What about Geek? Yeah, salute to Geek too. Salute to Geekio. Yeah, salute to Geekio. Salute to different levels. Salute to the whole district, different levels. What's my man name, man? I always forget his name. I wish Florida was right here. He would tell me. But I haven't seen him in the district in a while, but he's part of different levels. If anybody know who I'm talking, not JR, but salute to JR. It's the brother that was in the military. You know who I'm talking to. The brother that was in the military. Salute to you too. I like him. He had peeped a lot of shit a long time ago too. Just overall in this space, you know what I'm saying? So salute to him. Yeah, salute to him. It's Jim and the other bell. I got you. Okay, got you. But yeah, man, salute to the chat, man. Salute to everybody that pulled up, man. But I just wanted to let it be known on the record, man. You won't be hearing me say District 13 or anything like that moving forward. However, still go support District 13 if they do bring their YouTube out, man. Go support the movement because there's a lot of real good people over there, man. There's a chick over there in Taja, I think her name is. She's from over beyond the pond, I think. Beautiful woman, beautiful accent, but she pops up over there from time to time and shows nothing but love and support. I really like her too. Salute to that queen. There's a few good people over there, man. So still support. It ain't no smoke or nothing like that. As far as me, you know what I'm saying? Because I know what the fuck is really going on, so it's cool, you know what I mean? Do you? But just know that won't be happening no more. So the question yesterday, man, came up about Suge, right? Was Suge a snitch? So I said in Deuce Sims' chat yesterday, how I see it, Simon is telling his story because everybody else and their mama has been telling his story. Now, when I said that wasn't me saying he wasn't a snitch. Just follow me, though. That's not me saying he's not a snitch. I'm telling you what the fuck is really going on. This is Suge telling his side of the story. I really believe personally he didn't ever want to tell this side of the story, right? He felt that David Kenner would have been able to get him up out of there. But you gotta look at it from Suge Knight's point of view. Now, Deuce did bring up a good point. He said, we can't sit on here and hold Wack 100 accountable every day and not hold Suge accountable. No selective politicking. Half of that I 100% agree with. But I don't think everything is all black and white. And I'm going to tell you why. Wack did telling because he didn't want to go sit behind them bars. So he went and did some telling to get up out of that. And he never looked back. He's been telling ever since. He's also then turned around and weaponized it and used it against people that really don't have no issues with him like that poses a threat to him like that. He has created a larger than life persona about himself in this world of snitching. Did Suge Knight snitch in his audio? He absolutely did. It's not me saying let's play selective politicking. I'm saying treat every situation accordingly. Every situation ain't the same. For an example, And I'm not going to harp on it because I never have harped on it, right? But Stutterbox, CS1 on the Main Street case, he did some telling. It was similar to what CS2 Back was doing, the way I see it and the way I've heard it and understood it. Even had him in his back pocket. But here's the difference for me, and why I have never did a video about it or on it or focused on it. Because once it was all said and done, he just went and rolled off in the sunset. If it wasn't for Wack speaking on him, we probably wouldn't be hearing about him to this day. Or calling Deuce a rat and forcing Deuce's hand to go ahead and dig a little deeper into who you really are, Wack, and expose it, and it exposed a whole lot of gems in the process. Now let's understand Suge for a second. The people that he had around him was plotting against him from the jump. 3 days after he was shot and Pac was shot, if I understand it correctly, Reggie was already snitching on him, trying to get him locked up. His own team was plotting on him, not just the government, his own team from within. They've been out here sabotaging him every step of the way. He's been trying to get out and handle it on them streets, allegedly. He's been trying to stick to the code when it comes to this, as I see it. But to find out that your attorney that you've been rocking with this entire time had something to do with it and secretly was doing everything he could to sabotage you from getting out, when you probably would have been out if he had did his fucking job so Suge can handle it on the street. These niggas wasn't playing fair. I'm just trying to get y'all to see it from how I think Suge sees it. Not saying right or wrong at this point, just trying to paint the picture. Suge trying to do what he got to do to get up out of there to handle what he need to handle the way it's supposed to be handled. But you got CS2 Back saying he gonna get him a legal beagle, and I believe, allegedly, he was a piece of the puzzle to sabotage Suge from getting out of there. That's why he didn't really get him the legal beagle. Everybody been going out of their way to sabotage Suge from getting out. So how Suge probably looked at it like, this is my Hail Mary. Because if I remember correctly, he's talked about things, but not into detail until now. So how I think Suge see it as, I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but I think he see it as, this is my last ditched effort. Am I going to sit here and spend the rest of my life behind bars and possibly die behind these bars, being played by these dudes like they, and being done how I was done? And man, get lonely in the cell, man. I only did a year and 8 days, right? I ain't do no major time like a lot of people, so don't get it confused. I done been to the county jail a few times, but I'm just saying, man, it get a little dark, little lonely. Then your blood get to boiling. If I was him, I think he said it himself. Your blood get to boiling, and you thinking about all the people that you trusted around you, all been secretly plotting on you, plotting to keep you behind bars. You've been trying to do it the right way. I can say I think Suge was trying to do it the right way. If I'm wrong, just tell me in the comment section. Because I ain't heard him go into no detail like he did in his audio. Now I understand from, because I'm a tuner, I guess. I'm not turned up because I ain't looking for no problems, but I ain't ducking none either. Yeah, that's a fact. So I know I ain't qualified to say definitively that if niggas should give Suge a little slack or not. I also understand the politics of it because I grew up under it. I got family on both sides. I know the rules. I know what they say. I ain't saying we shouldn't call him what he is. He did what he snitched. He definitely did some telling in this audio. But do we treat him like we treat Cash Jones? Or do we treat him like we treat, let's say, Stutterbox? I don't know. Is that selective politicking, or is it you treat a snitch accordingly? What CS2 back out here doing, he's actively telling, actively working. He ain't stopped working since Wheeler, Texas. And maybe before, we don't know. We really don't know. He's weaponized in that. He just took down Big U, single-handedly did that. And gleeing about it. I don't know. I don't see Stutterbox and I don't see Suge, as of right now when it comes to Suge, doing that. So I don't feel compelled to do video after video after video calling them niggas rats. This is how I see it, though. So when I made my comment in Do Sim's comment section, I was calling it how I seen it. Not saying he was a snitch, not saying he wasn't a snitch, just simply saying everybody and their mama then told this story, and now Suge knows why. He knows they've been telling this story because the ones who've been telling it, because they have involvement with it, and they want to make sure that they dismantle it from within and bring me down with it. So you know what? I'm going to go out here and I'm going to tell my story. Is it all true? I don't know. That's to be determined. But the answer to yesterday, I'm saying, did he snitch? But I still don't feel compelled to go at him like I do CS2 back. No, I don't. I really don't. How you do it is how you do it. How you see it is how you see it. You, especially ones who got ties to it. I ain't hear the second question, none of that, because I get that. That's different. It is different. Under no circumstances are you supposed to do what Suge just did. Under no circumstances. But I don't know if people been noticing, but these ain't normal circumstances. But it's seeming to be to Big Meech, third party cooperate. All these people that we look at as the real gangsters from where we come from our community that we thought was so solid, they all appearing to not be that. You know? So maybe we need to stop being so naive and thinking that if you make it to that level, you can make it to that level. I still believe you can make it to that level without doing any type of talking, any type of telling. But that means, you have to cut a whole lot of ties and shit off. But to survive and do the shit that some of these niggas be doing, you have to assume now that they down there and did some telling. Ain't no way around it. But I don't see, as of right now, Suge, weaponizing it like CS2 Back has done. But we, that's to be determined. We still got a whole lot of this to go. I just want y'all to think about that. Not making no excuses for Suge, but I think you have to look at everything, right? You have to try to understand what that's about. Why would Suge do that? Last ditch effort to me. Back against the wall to me. His attorney cutting his throat every step of the way to me. Reggie on his high horse told him, you better be you be lucky if I let you out. You better hope I let you out. I don't know about you. But I ain't got to agree with it, but I can understand. That's what I will say. But anyway, we're going to get to this content, man. Salute to everybody that pulled up to this live, man. I appreciate you. Salute to Discretion TV. I'm watching it from Discretion TV. They gave me a shout out because I used some audio that they did, a Suge, and I appreciate that, Discretion TV. I hope you see that I returned the favor. Well, I'm going to use this channel, man, because he's been on point. He's been solid with it. This interview is already out there. I don't know if he added to it or not. We're going to see. But I'm playing it from Discretion TV. So salute to you, guys. Salute to you. Salute to everybody in the chat, man. Who in the building? Kid the Barber. What up, my guy? Sugar in the same box. They say the streets is a myth. Troy Ave said that twins, and he told too. Man, listen. I say this. Streets is a myth thing. That can't be the case. The streets is the streets, right? But is niggas really sticking to the code? That's the myth. Not everybody, but just in general, is niggas niggas who say they in the streets or from the streets, are they sticking to that code? You don't have to be gang related to stick to them codes too, by the way. I know I'm a civilian, but yeah, that snitching shit, that nigga that I've been peeping, like, this is diabolical shit here. This different. But I'm assuming that this is how it's always been. We just now finding out about it. You know what I'm saying? But let's get to it.
I said, send me a picture of it.
Hit that like button,
so
like you like something.
Can send photos, so they sent me a photo of a walkie-talkie. It blew me away. One part of me, it made my blood boil. Another part of me, I just seen Tupac face flash all in my mind.
That's crazy.
These motherfuckers involved with the assassination. So I tell Kenner about it.
Kid the Barber, that's 100% he did. Deuce said it though. I agree with Deuce what he said yesterday. Yeah, the story's been out there, but the one person who can corroborate it all is Suge, because Pac no longer here. And once you do that, it's considered snitching. I was saying, as far as if he's touching on stuff that's already been out there, or you know what I mean, he's just telling his story. But when he says there's this audio, a Snoop Dogg basically admitting involvement in admitting that it's true, that to me was different. You definitely snitching now because you alerting to them people that you have an audio that they may want to see. And if you think they not gonna reach out or have not reached out to Suge yet, you crazy.
David Kenner, you said you didn't have a walkie-talkie. Now you had one. So after that, our relationship after 30-some years went cold. Now, Reg, I've been knowing you and your whole family. Your sisters, your relatives, your father. Your uncle had the same Porsche as me. Your uncle was a police, Giles. I had the convertible, a turbo, slant nose Porsche, the rag. Your uncle had the hard top. His one turbo, but it was the same Porsche. And he was a cop. Your whole family was cops or probation officers. Nothing wrong with that. And I don't have nothing against none of you people. I'm not going to bring up who stole and who lied on me. Don't care. So it's not about trying to put you down. But at the same time, you never came to the hospital. And if you did, you didn't come talk to me. I damn sure didn't tell you, oh, Southside Crips that shot us. Reggie Jr. got into some shit. Big Reg wanted me to hire him. He said, give him a job doing anything. Right? So I said, well, he can't work for me directly at none of these guys. So I helped Reggie Jr. to set up right way security. I laid the thing to help him out. And all this stuff about Reg said, he told me that the homies, a couple of homies wanted to do something to me, kidnap me and whatever, right? Well, did he report that to his superiors? So that's not paint a picture that's not true.
You're more convinced that Snoop Dogg had more to do with it. Did he involved at all?
Refuse to send the security guys refused to show up. That wasn't a coincidence. It was a murder for hire hit. We was blocked in. It was more than one shooter. Only person know the truth, the real truth, is me and Tupac. He's not there to tell it. Only person knows is myself. But Reggie Wright Jr. tried to change the whole story of the narrative, what actually happened, and he was not there. During that situation, Snoop, who everyone knew at the time, wanted Tupac dead. Snoop had a meeting with Daz, Corrupt, Nate Dogg, the Dog Pound. Said, we're not going to Vegas. This is their words, not mine. We're not going to Vegas because basically something's going to happen. Somebody's going to get killed, right? So Corrupt tells the story. Daz tells the story. Warren G tells the story. Now, what Daz says, when Snoop said that, I said, damn, we can't go to Vegas. Who's going to get those niggas? They already going to get got, basically. Corrupt tells the story and says, once he tells everybody they can't go to the fight and can't go to Vegas, turns around, Nate Dogg says, I'm going to go to Vegas. Then because I'm going to Vegas, I don't got to be around basically me and Pac. He said, as long as I ain't around them, I don't have to worry about getting shot or getting a stray bullet. That lets you know, premeditated plan. Warren G says, when the fight was going on, he was watching at his house. Snoop came over to watch the fight. Snoop had a walkie-talkie. These walkie-talkies, you only got this walkie-talkie that I bought for security and the principal that security doing security with. And they worked on all the West Coast. So if you're an artist and you're going to the mall or you're going somewhere, they have a walkie-talkie, security have a walkie-talkie. If you're not going to an event with any of the security details, you don't have a walkie-talkie. Because I didn't buy that many because I wanted to be exclusive to hand them out who was needed. Are you there?
Yes,
Are you
I'm
there?
here.
Yeah, so Snoop comes in, according to Warren G, and he got this big walkie-talkie. They start hearing the gunshots. When we getting shot, Snoop listening to it in real time. Pow, 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 all over the radio. That's when he tell him, hey, I got to go. They just killed Tupac and shot Suge. How would you know? Nobody said that on the radio. You just heard the shots. Now, Reggie Wright Jr. and Michael Moore in the car. They get on the radio, and they say, hey, got him. Another guy gets on the radio. They say they think he's a white guy or a lawyer. And they say, hey, don't talk on the walkie-talkies on the radio. Don't talk on the air. Right? So, to move things forward, maybe, I don't know if it was 6 months or longer, however it was, since I've been in this prison right here. Somebody played that for me with Michael Moore said. So when I know that attorney David Kenner always says, you could be on your cell phone and people be talking like, hey, don't talk on your cell phone. Somebody listening. They recorded and you can't do that. They're listening to you. So I know that's his saying. So jokingly, I told David, I said, hey, was that you on the walkie-talkie? Because that's your line. Don't talk on the phone. Now you use one saying don't talk on the walkie-talkie. So that being said, David Kenner goes and says, Suge, I never had a walkie-talkie. I would never have a walkie-talkie. Would I need one for it? Never.
Salute to Steffi.
So
Good morning,
saying,
Queen.
wow, he's so bent out of shape, but I was joking about it, right? I said, you never had a walkie-talkie? He said, that's not me talking on the walkie-talkie. I never said he was talking on the walkie-talkie. So that raised red flags. Didn't think nothing much about it. So Kenner had sent some of my boxes and files to another attorney. And another attorney got them, right? At the time, he wanted the boxes back. That didn't make sense. So when we discovered a walkie-talkie in the boxes, you know, nobody puts something in the box that they're going through the exact same way. So the walkie-talkie, my guess, probably was in one box. And when they looked at everything and reading through everything, and they was asking me about this walkie-talkie, they had put it in another box. Kenner, a guy named Steve that works for Kenner, went and grabbed the boxes from another lawyer he has it. Went and stole the wrong boxes that the walkie-talkie was in, but we still got the walkie-talkie. I said, send me a picture of it. So on my tablet, they can send photos, so they sent me a photo of the walkie-talkie. It blew me away. One part of me, it made my blood boil. Another part of me, I just seen Tupac face flash all in my mind. I said, these motherfuckers is involved with the assassination. So I tell Kenner about it. I said, David Kenner, you said you didn't have a walkie-talkie. Now you had one. So after that, our relationship after 30-some years went cold. He went and told the judges. He started trying to pull off my case. He tried to sabotage my case. He did, and everything I'm telling you about is the proof.
So ultimately, Suge, look, it's fascinating stuff because I remember this all happening in real time. So it's fascinating just to hear you talk it all through in this way. It's like a sort of murder mystery episode. But ultimately, I've got two questions. Do you believe Diddy had anything to do with it? Because it sounds to me like you're more convinced that Snoop Dogg had more to do with it. Was Diddy involved at all, do you think? And if it wasn't him, then who do you think ultimately ordered that hit?
Well, this is the thing. This is what I do know. I know Keefy D, who I've been knowing since little Pop Warner football. Keefy D.
Is your child struggling with a gaming addiction? Major companies behind games like Minecraft, Fortnite, and Roblox
says that Puffy and them approached them and gave them money. Keefy D says if he go to prison for, this is his words, Keefy D says if he go to prison for the Tupac murder, Reggie Wright Jr. gonna go to prison for Biggie's murder. So all these things going back and forth. You know, who knows what? Absolutely what? What we do know, money was paid out. What we do know, according to these guys, to the police, not the police actually doing the investigation, the cricket cops. You got to remember.
Did you ever ask Diddy directly if he'd been involved?
Well, that question would be no. Since all this happened, I never had a situation to have a conversation with Puffy. Majority of the time, Puffy see me, he going out the back door or going down the street somewhere. Only time that I ever had a conversation with Puffy, and it wasn't even a real conversation, I was at the Roosevelt Hotel having dinner. Somebody came over to my table and said, Prince wants you to come watch his show right now. I said, Prince performing? I said, yeah. And Prince a real gangster. Prince, he liked the bullshit. So I go in, and they set me at a table with Puffy, Nas, a few other people. Prince playing his guitar, and he walked to the table and looks at me, looked at Puffy, and started laughing. You can tell he planned the whole thing. Next thing I know, I lean over and tell Puffy a few words, and before I can finish my sentence, Puffy gets up, his people gets up, and they cover him with coats and run him out the hotel.
And what were the words you said to him before he ran?
You got a lot of explaining to do, rat mother. Well, I ain't gonna cuss on your show. I said, you got a lot of explaining to convince me that you didn't have anything to do what they said you did. So that's that. But you got to remember one thing. I'm not here to bring a person down in hip-hop. The culture of hip-hop is so important. And it was so powerful. It could have been done so great. But I still stand behind what I stand behind. I mean, these.
Yeah, but look, I'm going to come to Diddy's case, which I know you have a view about, where you think he should walk, and many people I interviewed Ray J who said the same thing. But obviously you've just revealed a very fascinating moment where you confront P. Diddy in a club when he's known as Puffy at the time, and you basically tell him he's got a lot of explaining to do about the murder of Tupac and the attempted murder of you. I mean, that's a dramatic encounter.
Yeah, and it's a big world, but it's a small circle. Ray J and Puffy was closer and closer. And Ray J tells a lot of stuff, and it's not up to me to tell the story because that's Ray J's story. But Ray J and Puffy definitely were lovers. Puffy allegedly gave him $10 million to an album. They never put one song of two brothers loving each other, or whatever it's supposed to be in. It's just, to me, we have so much. If you look at all the bad things in hip hop, when it's all said and done, it comes
just to be clear, what I think you just said, Suge, you just said that Diddy and Reggie were lovers. Is that what you said? Ray J.
I said Ray J and Puffy was lovers.
Really?
Yeah.
Was that well known?
Of course.
But ultimately, Suge, do you believe that Diddy and or Snoop Dogg were directly involved in that shooting?
I believe that I'm putting it to you like this. When you take Death Row, you take Bad Boy. Puffy and I was friends. When Puffy would come to L.A., I could pick him up from the airport a lot of times. We'd hang out. If I do an event in New York, Puffy then came to my event and DJ'd the whole night for free. So you can't say we wasn't friends. But later on, right, people from Death Row and people from Bad Boy, regardless if they securities or not, they remain friends. And I didn't tell my people, you shouldn't. I'm quite sure Puffy didn't tell his people they shouldn't. I don't think. I'm not in his head.
HoneyBook has handled all of my proposals, my contracts, and my payments so that I can focus on what I actually love doing and really matters.
But I do know this. We was going to an event, the Soul Train Awards. When we was going to the Soul Train Awards, me and Pac was in one car. We had a bus and a whole bunch of more cars. We probably was 100 deep. But everybody had tickets. Reggie Wright Jr., who's head of security for us, called Bad Boy people and the police who's doing security for the Soul Train Awards and said, hey, only let Suge Knight and Tupac in because they got almost 100 guys with them. You don't want no problems. So eventually, our guys had to bust past the police. He wanted me and Tupac to go in there and fight all those guys by ourselves. They even pulled guns, right? But our guys came in, and that's what happened, right? When you look at that situation, and you look at it's a guy named Gene who does security for Puffy. I know what the recordings say, what people say, and what the proof is. What Reggie Wright Jr. says. By the way, I always say this because he liked me to call him Pork Butt because he happy about that because that's the name Pac gave him. What Pork Butt says is that Bad Boy guys called Reggie Wright Jr. to hire him to do security for Biggie and Puffy and them. I don't know what time it was. I was in county jail. That Biggie got shot and later died. And I was trying to figure out why would they call Reggie Wright Jr. when he worked for us? And more importantly, why is Gene and Reggie Wright Jr., according to Reggie Wright Jr. own words, that they still friends? I know that Reggie Wright Sr. is higher up in the sheriff. I mean, he might have been a lieutenant.
Has anybody told you that Diddy was involved?
I'm not even throwing nobody in the bus, but you know.
No, I'm not asking you to name them. I'm not asking you. I'm not asking you. I'm not saying. I'm not asking you for a name.
This is the thing. They said that. KPD said that. It's a check says that. But at the same time, like I said before, this is what you got to really understand. They took Reggie Wright Sr., who's over the gang, you don't know Compton better than anyone, off the case basically, because they said his son was involved in the assassination of Tupac and Biggie and get shot. And Frank Alexander, in tears, told me that these people was all involved. And that's why he did not perform the way he was supposed to perform. And if you really look at the other situation, he got interviewed by the grand jury, Frank Alexander. And he lied to him at first. He said everything started over a chain, which is a lie. He says when we walk into the MGM, Orlando Anderson tried to snatch Tupac chain. So the second day he go to get interviewed, he said, I got to clear up something. I lied the other day. He said, why'd you lie? He said, Reggie Wright Jr. told me to say that they tried to snatch Tupac's chain, which was a lie. My thing is,
do you think Suge,
you can tell that these police, the messed up area investigation there is to mess up purposely.
No, I hear you. I mean, do you think we're ever going to know for sure who was behind that assassination of Tupac and attempted assassination of you?
I'm quite sure we will find out, because this is a few people who finally trying to get it right and tell that real story. And they've been going through a lot of times with that story, because you had guys like Snoop and Reggie Wright Jr. and all these people calling these people, trying to basically threaten them. It's an audio of Snoop Dogg basically admitting why Tupac's dead. He's admitting why he died. And my thing was, how would you know all this if you wasn't involved? And I could have been an asshole and released that audio. Releasing that audio would have put Snoop in prison for the rest of his life. That's how powerful it is.
What's happened to that audio?
So, what'd you say?
What has happened to that audio?
Oh, it's still there. But he's admitting the truth. And it's real sad, the fact that even though Snoop didn't buy Death Row, he never purchased Death Row, he just registered the name to try to use the name of Death Row. And he can't show you paperwork, he can't show you the proof. But what he could show you the proof of, it's crazy about him, because one day he's talking about doing a gospel album and praise the Lord with a robe. The next day, he's trying to do songs regardless if he's talking about me and other people. I don't know which one he's ever going to get. It's two sides to the devil. One day he wearing blue fingernail polish on his hands and switching. The next day, he a Crip mascot. But what I do know is that it's real sad that Universal and Interscope will let this guy run around and speak on Death Row or Tupac or anything to help him promote stuff when they know his involvement with the assassination of Tupac. His own words.
Now that right there, not what Suge said, what Deuce just said, that, wow, that's crazy. I ain't even think of that angle. But damn it, did you just wake something up for me? My man do say, stand on the media. I'm starting to believe Suge is who taught Wack this foul get down. Cause he doing so good, right? I didn't catch that. I'll be honest, but that would make a lot of motherfucking sense. Because my question now is when he was talking to Reggie and told Reggie, give Wack a heads up because of so and so. Did Suge not know Wack snitching and involvement and what he was out here doing? And if not, how couldn't he? And I'm not even saying like from Suge, like from Reggie, like Reggie would have had told him. I'm pretty sure word would have got to him about that. So when that audio was put out, if Suge knew that Wack was purposely trying to keep him behind bars, excuse me, that Wack been out here snitching and telling and doing all that, why would I then still call and give him a heads up? Because I've always wondered why he still talked to Reggie. But I just assumed he didn't really know Reggie's involvement. And that's what it's appearing to be. But what you just said, though, also makes a lot of sense. I'm starting to believe Suge is who taught Wack this foul get down. Snoop, Dr. Dre, Jimmy Iovine, Reggie White, Jr., Sr., better retain lawyers. And Suge gotta watch the hit. It's coming. Because they definitely, yeah, buddy. 100%. 100%. But in the way that he did it, it's like, I don't think it's a subtle way that they can do it where the finger won't be pointed at. That this, like to make it, they gotta be careful. Because I don't know if that would kill the investigation or rev up the investigation. You know what I'm saying? Like that might not be the smartest move. But who knows how this saga gonna play. But damn, that's interesting. Damn, that's interesting. That's why I fuck with Deuce Sims. Because Deuce Sims, that nigga, boy, cold nigga. Thank you for that insight. Because I didn't even catch that angle. But you might be right.
Put him in the cell. So Amazing. It's so sad that when something comes out, these guys turn around and try to flood the media with different stuff, with different narratives. Reggie Wright Jr.
Let me ask you.
And his family,
let me ask you.
Say cops.
I hear you. Let me ask you directly now just about the Diddy trial, because you've said that you believe he should definitely walk, which is pretty extraordinary given what you've just been telling me about, Diddy's possible involvement in trying to kill you. But why do you think he should walk from this case?
Well, number one is this. To say he's part of a racketeering and make a case, they would have to put other executives in custody also, which they would never do. It's a guy named Jimmy Iovine. I consider him family. Been known him forever. Jimmy Iovine used to be a second engineer, and then he started working for Interscope, and I made that company. I built that company, me personally. And Puffy beat up a girl named Capricorn. Beat the shit out of her. Jimmy Iovine, one of Puffy guys, and Puffy approached Capricorn. And Jimmy told Capricorn, you're going to take this money and you're going to shut your mouth and leave it alone. And I'm going to give you $1 million. Puffy didn't give Capricorn $1 million. Jimmy Iovine gave Capricorn a check from Interscope. And Universal should be ashamed of their fucking self that this big old publicly traded company will allow Interscope to give this girl $1 million check.
And this woman should,
not a singer,
just to
not
be
a
clear,
producer.
just to be clear, Capricorn Clark, she's actually been giving evidence in the case. She was your former assistant, and she...
No, she wasn't my assistant, but she did hang around Death Row. She was Puffy's assistant after she hung around Death Row. But what I'm trying to say is...
She worked for Death Row.
Jimmy gave her that $1 million check. She got mad because she thought that's a settlement check, and the settlement check, you don't supposed to take taxes out of it. So when they told her she had to pay taxes on it, she'd get pissed. But I feel bad for Capricorn, not because she's just lying, but I feel bad for Capricorn on the simple fact she went through a lot. But the other part about all this, if you're not going to say nothing to Jimmy and Interscope for doing something illegal, why would you just put Puffy in prison? The other thing is that, do Puffy do weird stuff? If Puffy got on the stand and told the truth, I know he'll walk. If he got on the stand and say, look, I'm gay and straight. I mess with guys. I mess with women. I do it all. Puffy not guilty for the things he did to these people. He's guilty for being a cold, freaky man that want freaky things done to him. But in the Cassie situation, they could not say he was having sex with the men also, because that'll make him like it's an orgy. It won't be like sex trafficking. It won't be like forcing stuff to do. But at the end of the day, going to be like forcing stuff to do. But at the end of the day, there's no way Puffy should go to prison for the rest of his life. He should have, I think that, go ahead.
I was going to say, Suge, you talked about Capricorn Clark, that he beat her very badly. He beat Cassie Ventura very badly. He was clearly very violent towards women. That's not a nice man. Somebody who does that, clearly. But what you're saying is you don't...
My point is this.
Innovation isn't just about technology. It's about creating moments that leave a lasting...
I didn't mean to cut you off, but it's like this. I'm not saying Puffy not guilty on majority stuff. He should go to... and he's done, right? Because even if he went to prison, it'd probably be a better thing. He'd probably be more happy in prison than in the streets. Because at least in prison, he can get all the baby all he wants. He can have all the men he wants, anyway, anyhow, and all day and all night. But what I'm trying to say is that some of the things, the charges is not true. But I know they're not going to let Puffy go to prison. You know Puffy not going to go to prison. They been knew that Puffy was beating these women. They been knew what Puffy was doing with these men. They been knew. I told people before that in Hollywood, and by the way, they never tried it with me. In Hollywood, we go out there with Andre Young, we go out there with Puffy, we go out with any of these people that used to be in that building. They go talk to Jimmy and all these other guys. Russell Simmons, Andre Arell, they had the thing where they take a hard-boiled egg, and it sounds nasty, but if the egg can go in these guys' rectum and it don't bust, they think they're doing a great job.
Bruh.
And if you look at the pictures, you'll see Puffy and another actor. The guy was married to Katy Perry. After I said this, people start finding pictures of these guys holding up the hard-boiled egg. Only thing I'm saying is, the bottom line is this. That because Suge Knight don't wear a shiny suit and dance in the videos, I'm in prison illegally. I'm kidnapped. If it was anyone else, they'd give me a warrant and I'd be free. But since that is the other way around, they can get Puffy telling people they want to kill me. They can say they come in with guns to kill me. They can say they come in and do this. They can have a people who shot me in One Oak do songs about shooting me. If you look at those people, who is those people in bed with? That's the question. Hold up. Did Suge just say, did he just say one of the ones who shot me can do songs? Did I hear that right? Let me go back and say, hold on. Illegally. I'm kidnapped. If it was anyone else, they'd give me a award and I'd be free.
Oh my God!
But since that is the other way around, that where they can get Puffy telling people they want to kill me. They can say they come in with guns to kill me. They can say they come in and do this. They can have a people who shot me in One Oak do songs about shooting me.
Hold up. Who is Suge talking about right there? Hey, what's crazy, Sherm, is since I've been to the dentist, I've been keeping, eating soft foods this whole entire time. So every morning I do like some type of egg scramble. Like at Denny's they have the skillets with they combine a whole bunch of potato, egg, cheese, ham, blah 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 blah. So that's what I do every single morning. That's the only thing I eat every day. I don't eat nothing else. I eat that once a day, a little pudding here and there. But now I don't even know if I can do the motherfucking scramble no more, man. I just bought a 18 dozen. God damn. 18 joint. Let me throw like my nigga throw. I just got an 18 joint yesterday. Guy who be Wack. Oh, I'm still drawing a blank. Who be with Wack? It's a lot of it. The guy who be with Wack. No, not Reggie. I mean, not Reggie. Who, Deuce? You gotta tell me, Deuce. I'm drawing blanks right now, bro. My brain is spitty, right? You had no clue, because I'm over here spitty, bro. Who be with Wack? Not the game. Not the game. Can't be Gay J. Gaytronics. Yeah, that nigga barely can shoot his shot. You know what I'm saying? I had to click that link real quick so I can see. Hold up. I clicked that link right there. I'm sorry, y'all. Let me play this audio.
If you look at those people, who is those people in bed with? That's the question. It comes back to Puffy. If the FBI can tell me that they're trying to kill me, and authorities can say they're trying to kill me, and I've been shot different occasions, and the very first time that they try to kill me, and I get away, and somebody happens to die, and I get to go to prison, when you really look at it, Puffy didn't have sex with too many.
So look. So this is what I'm about to do, right? I'm about to grab that link, right? We all heard that interview yesterday. We heard the Pierce Morgan interview, y'all. We all heard it. It's not like we didn't. We can definitely double back to it though if we want to, if we need to, cause I'm free for most of the day today. Yeah, and I think we're gonna go ahead and play that link that Deuce just sent me. And I wanna put the puzzle together like Deuce do. Shit. You know what I'm saying? Am I wrong for that? Could I do a J Reed? Could I throw an audible? Is that okay? Can I do the J Reed and throw an audible? That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying.
T-Money,
y'all good with me doing the J Reed, y'all? I can't even see the chat right now. Y'all good with that? Y'all good with me? You know what I'm saying? Doing a J Reed. We good with that? We Gucci? So the clip or the video, it's a clip. Okay. Yeah, so we'll double back and then go back to that other to Suge Knight. But the title, Wack 100 responds to World Star video accusing him of snitching. accusing him of doing what he doing. What happened to that lawsuit? Can we put an APP out on that lawsuit, y'all? Stephanie Thorne, what up, Queen? How you doing? Cameron, what up, my guy? One of my favorite cousins is that nigga name, Cameron. Beautiful lady. Good morning. Still morning. Selena, the beautiful Selena. That's the guy talking about some defamation. Yeah, these niggas is weird. But anyway, let's watch this audio.
I wanted to ask you for some advice. The other day, I was just going through YouTube, and I went to my favorite hip hop platform, World Star Hip Hop.
That's a fact.
And I got some bad news. I found out that my big homie was talking to the cops.
Who's that? Who, me?
What do you think I should do, T?
Who's talking to the cops?
There was an AI voice. A compelling thumbnail.
Shout out to, listen.
It's on a big platform.
Shout out to that post.
I took it at face value.
Yo, shout out to that post.
And I don't know what to do.
Look at that.
All right, so I think with the advice, right? Again, right? So where we come from, if you say something, you have to have a point to prove it. You have to have the work. You know what I'm saying?
Do Sims, Yael, do Damu Kiwe conversations, nigga. That was the work, dummy. That was the work. You think them niggas gonna find paperwork that's sealed that says he a 137 or he CS2 back? You really think that we gonna go find something like that? No, dumb. That was the work.
And if you don't have it, you better figure out how to go get it and find it. Again, that goes back to how we were saying when I say he says some things at the wrong time or whatever the case may be.
Boy, that's 5 million.
Delete me. The internet can be a crazy place, but you know what? It's full of your data.
Shut
Data
up. You know that.
What's that?
What?
Notice of defamation and demand. We would like to schedule a call for Thursday. Our deputy general counsel is out the remainder of the week.
Defamation of character.
We'd like to be sure.
5 million. Good looking out, bozos. You paid your op.
Who you suing? World Star?
Oh, no. World Star.
Okay, so no, listen.
World Star's owned by another media company.
Right. And you're going for them.
You see, in my world, I will never sue or never involve court with nobody from the streets.
Okay.
But if you are the Ritz or you are a corporation or a company,
okay,
I will fire your ass up. I have a law firm called Sing and Sing. That's not no problem.
I call you? You didn't want me to get no money or something? Because I called you about my defamation of character from the Rolling Stone magazine.
I never told you not to go get it from Rolling Stone. I don't
know. I wear the attorneys.
They're right there. You can go get them. We can still go get them.
I think it's too late.
No, it ain't.
No?
Fuck no. Oh, yeah, you right. You can go get them. Because let me tell you where they fucked up at. They stupid motherfuckers said.
Don't say it, because don't let them go fix. Well, I guess you got it.
Let me tell you what these bozos did, Adam.
Tell me.
They went on this clip on World Star and said, I was a federal informant and that I caught on wiretap trying to get somebody killed. Now, these two things, right, are things that can be investigated. The wiretaps can be pulled and the investigative officers can be summoned to say, was this man a motherfucking federal informant?
Was that in the magazine?
Huh?
Was that
World Star.
Oh, okay.
Right? So when I seen it go on World Star, the team seen it, I said, no, let it get to 1 million, right? And let it cross over. Because the more views it has, that means the more damage is done.
1 million people have seen that video.
On World Star. Great, right? So what people don't realize, whether you like it or not, I'm a fucking public figure. Whether you want to agree with me or not, Wack 100 is a trademark name and is a public figure by right of podcast, by right of record label, by right of notable manager. I'm a public figure, right? So when I hit my legal beagles, they was like, oh shit, we know they didn't do this. I said, yo, let it rock out. Because it's chess, not checkers, right? You get these gang members that's emotional and they say, let's do this to Wack, right? You always have to think about what you're gonna do to me. So now what's gonna happen is I'm gonna let it play out. We're gonna go high,
too blown.
In the middle, And then when I settle, then I'll post that on World Star and say, you stupid motherfucker, you just made your op a couple million. Who won? I'll lose 10 battles to win the war. I always tell people this. I could have got that shit snatched down day one. No, I'm going to lose these battles. Let's let people get it, talk about it. Other blogs grab it, share it, because my team, as you know, you have a team, is tracking everywhere it goes. On World Star, it just did 1 million, right? But when you combine everywhere it went, what all the comments said.
No, I haven't, Deuce.
Right? All of that, when it hits the civil court, right, is the damage that was done.
It's notoriously hard to sue the media in America.
Yeah, see that.
No, it ain't.
No, listen.
Not when it got that badge on it, baby. It got that badge of World Star on it.
Who do you think put the bag up to have that posted, and who do you think made it?
Oh, that was Big Q.
How do you
This
know?
stupid motherfucker. Let me tell you.
How do you know?
I know because he got a contract with World Star. His first podcast ever.
Right.
They needed location. Who you think gave him the location? They were in a big ass motorhome. Where you think it was at?
This was
in the
you?
back of my studio.
Okay.
He did OT Genesis game, all that shit.
Hey.
That's when I knew he was doing his thing with
I
World
did
Star.
season 2, never came out.
Right? No, because they don't do no fucking numbers or whatever. So this is what's gonna happen. World Star as trusted, right? He called and get it put up because he emotional because we've been exposing his ratting, right? Now we got paperwork to his ratting, so it's different, right? So when he went and got that put up, World Star just trusted the dude. They put it up. Now this is what's gonna happen, right? I seen it immediately. They say, oh no, let that shit up, leave that shit up, let that shit go. Let it get up there. When it hit 1 million, and then we got another 1 million plus collectively outside of it, that's when we go. Now that ain't no whack, that's legal shit. You know how that works. That's the Jewish people.
Yeah, because that dude, T-Money, I ain't know who the hell he was. Yeah, I didn't know who the hell he was. So he said that's T-Money from West LA. He was saying he should sue Rolling Stone for saying I shot Suge. Okay.
People, right? They working. When they hit it, when the shit starts to get deep, when we go in for what we want and why we want it, they're gonna double back to this bozo and say, "Hey, bro, give us something to show that what you had us put up is real." He ain't gonna be able to provide that. When he's not able to provide that, then that company is gonna be forced to settle.
Like, I'll give you an example.
So
and I do
that's
think
because Fam West, that's what I heard. But again, I can admit, man, there's a lot of smoke and mirrors going on that I was oblivious to. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never claimed to be the sharpest knife in the drawer or in the toolbox, but you know what I'm saying? Just give me some time to work and I can work it. But that's what I was under the impression, that them was Bloods who shot Suge at the club, and they was from Compton. They was from the hub, because that's where I heard that from. I was in the hub. I was living in Compton at the time. Do say, nah, it was Keyways who did it. So T-Money hit Keyway? He hit Keyway from Compton? Wait a minute, what did Deuce say? Oh, he from West LA. Oh.
what you're saying kind of makes sense, but when they're trying to prove that Trump intentionally stole the election, that is going to be a very, very hard case to make in court.
Totally different from this.
But because
So Deuce, what is T-Money? What does he do? Because I ain't never heard of him. I ain't never heard of T-Money. Can somebody tell me what he do? Is he a rapper? And I want to get to what Suge meant when Suge said that the person who shot him also went out and did songs about him, about shooting him. Who was he talking about? Suge never liked pork butt. Pork butt was a Hassan. Either you a cop or you not. That's a fact, because that's how I remember it. Yeah, I heard that it was some rules. but I guess that's not true. Yeah, that's what I heard from Compton. I was in the hub at the time.
Easy to imagine that Trump really did believe that the election was stolen from him, regardless of if it ends up being true or not.
But they appear to be.
Situation,
they made specific accusations. They pinpointed. They said, I got caught on wiretap trying to plot the assassination of another man.
You did.
That. So now you're saying, I got murder for hire. Hey, brother, I'm a legal man. I got businesses. You can't put that shit on my name.
Why?
You
did
said
it.
I'm a federal informant. Listen.
You definitely is.
Fucking with my character, people I do business with. Right?
Well, shit, tell us.
But then again, you know how the feds work. We don't care how many chickens or turkeys you pass out. Yeah. We don't care how many book bags you done passed out. What we care about is these wiretaps. We care about these confidential informants, and we care about your actions within the means of the law.
Nigga, Deuce ain't calling you. He ain't just the only one calling you a rat. I ain't the only one calling you an informant. You called yourself that.
So, shout out to Reggie Wright. This is my secret weapon. Reggie Wright, ex-police. Everybody, all law enforcement that was on that case are Reggie's friends. So I called Reggie. I said, yo, Greg Caden's a registered dude. You got reach? Yeah. I said, okay, I need to talk to my legal beagles. Legal beagles get on the phone. They said, listen, tell us about this. He said, it's absolutely false. Wack 100 was a target, not an informant. A guy named Stutterbox informed on him that he was doing something that come to find out he wasn't doing, right? We have all the documents and tape recordings, and this is why I'm glad. Because of this, now I can force the tape recordings of Stutterbox voice telling on everybody to come out. This shit is helping me, right? He said, furthermore, right, if he would have been caught on wiretap plotting or conspiring to kill somebody, we would have booked his ass. But we have all the wiretaps, right, that we was listening to. So once my attorneys heard that, they like, great, right? So they signed him up. So he's already over there with him. World Star's gonna go in and ask this bozo, what do you have to support this clip that we put up out of respect to you? Nothing's there.
Oh, man. That dude lied so motherfucking much.
World Star at that point, or this media company that owns it, is gonna be forced to settle. I'm gonna go high, and I'm gonna, you know, they know what it is.
Yep, it is, son.
In the world, I don't give a fuck.
What if you end up being the guy that finally takes down World Star?
No, I don't want to take down World Star. World Star's owned by a bigger company.
But obviously the bigger company is going to look at World Star if they end up having to come out of pocket and say, bro, you put your bad leadership put us in this position. Because I can say that as a person who owns a YouTube channel, I do believe that there's like a different level of leeway that I get when somebody like Loose Cannon comes on here and makes explosive claims about somebody, because it's so obvious that this is a conversation and that I'm not necessarily buying in on what's being said. But that video felt a little different. It felt like editorial.
Said, listen.
Being posted on behalf of
Media Lab owns that, right? So that's also we're going to take that. Loose Cannon gave a descriptive, right, of a phone call and a FaceTime he has. Right? Which he has proof that he has it. All he says, he never said nobody had somebody killed. He just said, I got this call, was told this, I called, dude was still here, and then 30 minutes later, he wasn't. That's it. Now, whatever you take from that, you take from that. Brother, it's many bank robberies and jewelry store robberies and many all kind of shit that didn't happen that niggas in the street knew was gonna happen before it happened because a motherfucker was talking about what they was gonna go do, right? Now, it ain't his job to go call and the police or the law authorities. Now, maybe people would have thought that if this was the case, and we'll see, right, that if this guy, Nipsey, was supposed to be in Big U's, you know, a little brother, that maybe you'd have called and gave him a heads up. It is insinuating that you knew something was going to happen. So why would you call Loose Cannon? Why wouldn't you call Nip? So, you know, February 14th on Urban Flicks. That's what it is, Urban Flicks Network.
I'm just signing up.
It's coming out.
Lord.
And, you know, we got a situation.
I used to drive by Urban Flicks all the time.
Yeah, it's coming up. It's coming out.
T-Money.
Wow. Crazy. Yeah, man, I was reading comments, man, while that video was playing, man. Yeah, it's a Oh, y'all couldn't even see the damn video. Y'all gotta tell me, like, when I'm playing audio, but y'all can't see what the audio is. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just now getting used to having both setups like that. Just tell me in the chat, man. We can't see it because my dumb ass ain't even pay attention to that. Let me get that up out of here though. We back to that audio, the Suge Knight audio. Right? Yep. I was looking at the comment section, right? In the comment section, I swear we need to hear that Kading audio because I feel like it was edited in the room. Greg was explaining and Back cut him off. Oh, Back cut him off. Kading was saying how they were led to Wack. Oh yeah, nigga, you got public defenders. Cut it out. Man, this shit nasty work out here, man. You bought lies and secrets, a platform heard by millions. If he lied or not, you corroborated it to get a case put together on them by the people. Yeah, man, by them people. You know, Dum never talked to Big U about Nipsey. Only how much that feature's gonna cost. Sherm, I've actually had a few good public defenders. 90% of them sucked though. Yeah, I had a couple of them too, but there's no secret that them in the prosecution are friends and communicate and all that shit. Because a lot of that shit just theatrics anyway. But you know, there's some public defenders out there that take their job more serious than other ones. No, we already passed that. Suge, no shit. Suge, no shit. Like every nigga in the hood that was getting busy. You don't want to say shit, but they got him releasing all the worms. I swear we need to. Okay, I already said that. But yeah, man, this shit nasty work. I'm gonna tell you straight up, this shit nasty work. It's discouraging as fuck. But at the end of the day, you gotta keep grinding. I know Deuce and them they did sound like depleted at the end yesterday. Could have been, you know, just tired. But hearing everything and digesting that because Deuce, I understand, like Deuce understands the politics, respects the politics, and he lives by those politics. And that right there is my point. I'm going to talk about something that I'm not even going to address just yet all the way in detail. But when I heard what I heard the other day about somebody saying certain things that has to do with the politics of Crippin' and Blood, it pissed me off so bad that I came to my platform and addressed it, but not giving up names or anything, and was talking to one individual who I know watched my page and told him, don't let that type of shit trick you off the streets, because I understand how that can get your blood boiling and y'all in the same vicinity. Nigga, get off that phone real quick, fast, in a hurry. Like, nigga, where you at? I'm pulling up. And next thing you know, sitting behind you in L.A. County. You know what I'm saying? Twin Towers. Facing real charges because some words. But, damn, bro. This shit deep. Let's get back to it, though.
We need higher up people in the industry.
Big Sherm, what up, bruh? Me and him with the bruh. Sucker and succotash, bruh. They want respect in the courtroom at all times. When they're sending people up shit. Yeah, they want you to sit there and be nice and quiet and respectful while they giving your ass football numbers. Shit crazy. Dude's been fighting this for a long time, and it's just now gaining real traction. But that's what we here for, because we push each other to greatness. Facts, Lou, and it don't stop here. This is gonna be an ongoing fight, an ongoing mission until we die, and pass the baton and pass the baton and pass the baton. But it's super necessary. It's super necessary. You know what I mean? It's super necessary because you just don't know. You just don't know who around you, what their agenda is, any of that. It hurts though when it comes to Suge. I'm not gonna lie. Suge is a real powerful figure from the area, man. So even though I don't gangbang or anything like that, it's still personal. You know what I mean? Because, like I said, we both share a lot of beliefs, a non-affiliate and an affiliate. You know what I mean? The snitching, the telling on your fellow man to get yourself time, get your time cut or get released, or you know what I mean? Shit like that. Like whether you affiliate or a non-affiliate, it don't matter. Because where we come from, that's law. If there's reasons behind it. You know, when somebody don't understand, they don't come from where we come from, understand, first thing they say is, why wouldn't you tell the police? Why wouldn't you trust the police? That's what they're there for. They're there to protect and serve. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Man, I know people personally that done called them people, made the mistake of calling them people, thinking they coming to protect them, end up getting shot, going to jail, or getting maimed, getting killed. Because they don't give a fuck. Some of them. I won't say all of them. Yeah, they marching orders are a little bit different when it comes to militant people. Minority people. Yeah, they marching orders are a little bit different. That's why we move like that for the most part. And the other one is, nigga, stop snitching. Stop doing all that goddamn telling. Tattletale ass nigga. Like that.
Now, I'm not talking about women. You get convicted.
Shit crazy.
That's what I believe.
You're talking about senior male record company executives.
Exactly.
Extraordinary. Let me just finish, Suge, by asking you this. You were there when one of the all-time most famous music icons was killed. You were sitting next to him. What was the last thing that Tupac said to you?
Well, the crazy thing about it, nobody followed us, nobody came, nobody come to help. And as we sitting there, I looking at him, he looking at me. I said, man, look, we ain't gonna go straight ahead this way to the hospital. I'm gonna do a U-turn, and we're gonna go to the hospital off of Las Vegas Boulevard. He said, why? I said, because it's more lights and more people. And he said, well, let me drive. I said, I'm driving. He said, man, you bleeding all through your head. You can't see, I can see. And we was listening to oldies at first, but on the way towards the strip, he put in a song that says he did it about me. And I said, I did, you know, that's me talking about you. The song was, you ain't never had a friend like me. I take your collect calls, you shot of the last Hennessy. And as we riding down Las Vegas Boulevard, the police ran us off the divider and fucked the tires up and pulled guns on us and was talking about killing us. So I always think about that. For a long time, I wasn't able to listen to Tupac's music because it put me in a place of anger, rage. And my mother, who passed away when I was in county jail, always told me God loves me. And I know I'm not perfect, and I take accountability of everything I do. And I listen to my mother to try to make myself better, to improve myself. And I'm going to say this, and it's very important I say this because it's true. Some people can't be helped. There's a guy named Reggie Wright Jr., and I say this guy's name a lot because he keeps lying all over the internet about Tupac, and he know what he did. So when I knew that he was trying to kill himself because he can't walk and he got to wear steamy shoes to make himself better, he got a great mother. I even know his father. So when everybody was laughing and said he wanted to commit suicide, I called him to give me some encouragement. That he goes and take that to be negative and try to bring down everyone, mainly because he hates Tupac. If anybody had a lot of involvement of the Tupac situation,
Generate meaning notes with AI that gets your business.
I know Pork Butt had his hands in it. I know Pork Butt had his hands and try to bring down everyone, mainly because he hated Tupac. If anybody had a lot of involvement of the Tupac situation, I know Pork Butt had his hands in it. I know the fact that people can get a show and call it Bomb First behind Tupac's saying in his songs. And every person they bring on that show talks bad about Tupac. Talking about he was raped, he was a punk, he was scary, he was stupid. All these things are definitely not true. This is a person involvement of assassination of Tupac Shakur. I do know one thing. Crooked cops destroyed hip-hop. When I talked to Tupac and I said, look, man, you and Biggie need to do an album together on Death Row, of course. We can make it 4 CDs in one package. The reason why I said that, I was in the hotel room, me and Tupac. All the bitches was, in the bedroom, in the living room, the penthouse talking. And he was on the phone with Biggie. When they having their conversation, I didn't see enemies. I seen that Tupac was hurt because he loved Biggie. And I knew Biggie loved Tupac. The reason we bothered Tupac so much about Biggie because he felt Biggie set him up when he got shot in the studio in New York. And that's all he wanted to say. But Biggie, I used to beg a bitch to let you sleep on the couch. Biggie, I always held you down. You my brother. At least you was my brother. And then now he put Biggie on speaker. And you can see Biggie telling Pac, I would have never set you up and, get shot. That wasn't me. And then to the point where, to one point, he sort of threw Puffy in the bus. And the reason why I say sort of, because he said, Pac, you my man. He said, that's more like Pup. Well, he said, I ain't going to say all that. Basically, I wouldn't have did that to you. And I could see Tupac was relieved, but he's still angry at the fact he felt that Biggie didn't do nothing to stop it. So me being a businessman, me being an older brother to Tupac, I said, man, seeing you got your answers. I said, I could tell you down about the situation. He said, man, you know what? He said, Biggie's my brother, man, but I hate the motherfucker, but sometimes I love the motherfucker. And he had that old Tupac laugh and do a grin about it. Had a big grin. But I'm going to say this before I go. Ted Carter was a friend of mine who happened to pass away by accident that I'm in it for. And to the point where his family was suing me. I told David Kenner, he related to the lawyer representative named Lance, that I would give the Carters, the wife and the 2 daughters, $2 million apiece. I was prepared to get them $6 million. They was going back and forth to get it done. Attorney Jasmine Mine got involved and they helped get the situation for Kenner. But I felt bad because they said, we don't got to give them that. They dumb. We're going to give them less than that because they dumb. Lance made me angry because he told Ken and them that Lydia Carter is a drunk. But who wouldn't be a drunk? You lose your husband. She said she's a drunk alcoholic and her breath smells like shit. Her breath always stinks. That pissed me off. But more importantly, Lance sold the Carters out. I knew one thing. Once Attorney Jasmine Mines got involved, and she being a woman,
hit that like button.
I knew that was going to change the whole.
Like you like
not
something.
that she's not smart, but it was going to change the whole look of the case. And then when you look at the thing in court, in the settlement, the last day in court, you got Lydia Carter and the two daughters sitting on one side. You got David Kenner, Attorney Jasmine Mine, and you got Lance sitting next to Jasmine on my side.
Crazy stuff.
The Carters and saying that he sold them out because he rather sit next to a pretty girl.
Suge is diabolical,
Suge
bro.
Knight, we've run out of time, unfortunately. It's been fascinating to talking to you on Uncensored. I really appreciate
great talking to you. I'm out of time myself. Hey, put it to you like this. I ain't saying I'm perfect, but I am Suge Knight. I'm out.
Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
If you or a loved one played Fortnite for 4 or more hours a day and developed a gaming addiction, legal help may be available.
Is it?
To the club.
I'm going to lie and say I did.
Reggie Wright Jr. refused.
I'm good. I'm good, thank you.
Well,
How are you doing?
Every day is a blessing. You know, one thing about
Who is he
God,
talking
He
to?
continues to make us better. And, you know, before we get started is that I got on this journey, and the reason why it's so important that I feel we should always help each other to get better, to do better, because my journey got messed up from people in the music business. And a while back, I had got into it with two rappers in 91. In 95, I took a plea deal. But along that journey, David Kenner introduced me to the DA called Larry Longo. Larry Longo and David Kenner, I paid Johnny Cochran close to $1 million. I think it was. David Kenner, $1 million. And they say, take the deal. It won't be no strikes, and there won't be no felonies. So Johnny Cochran wrote in and told them, this illegal sentence, make sure they go in and fix it and don't give me a strike. All that's on paperwork, and all that I filed as a habeas. But the DA got fired. David Kenner got blessed. The DE got blessed. And I ended up with extra time on this sentence because
Let's find this video.
my
Good
sentence
looking,
carries
twins.
6 and 11. They double me up for a strike I didn't have. So that goes to show you they can use things against you to cost you more time. They let Bill Cosby go because the fact that he's had an agreement verbally. Mine is in writing by my attorney, Howard Price. It says that I don't supposed to have no strikes. And they still haven't granted that to me. But the sad thing about all this, regardless it's Puffy, regardless it's Easy, regardless it's me, and it was just a situation where when you create something so big and bigger than life, where people want to take it from you. And if they can't take it from you...
So, Suge, just to jump in, what you're saying, because for viewers who are not familiar with the intricacies of your situation, in September 2018, you pled no contest to a voluntary manslaughter in a fatal hit and run 3 years earlier. Your conviction, along with the previous felonies, triggered California's 3 strikes law. You got a sentence of 28 years in prison. You'll be up for parole in October 2034 when you'll be 69. And what you're intimating there is that one of those strikes shouldn't have been on your record. Is that have I read that correctly?
Neither one.
Hey, Lou, that's exactly it, my nigga. Lou say Suge sat in jail and was like, hold up. I gotta clear some shit up. Fuck these niggas. Hey, I must have said fuck the monetization because I'm just going crazy. But for real though, cause look, this is what I think. I think Suge wasn't gonna say nothing because deep down inside, I believe Suge would rather have put his hands around these niggas' necks one more time before instead of doing this. But like Deuce said last night, I agree with. This was the play all along. But I think it was the Hail Mary play. I don't think he necessarily wanted to go this route. I think he felt he had to go this route because they successfully shut him out the entire time. It's just ironic, man, that he didn't pick up on this shit sooner unless he knew all along everything that was going on and just chose to play it like he didn't. I don't know. I don't have the answers to that. You know what I'm saying? But I think this right here is his Hail Mary attempt to get out of there. And Deuce is correct. He has put I think he knows it though. He 100% put a target on his back.
Neither one of those strikes should be on my record because I don't supposed to have any strikes.
So, I'm pretty sure we all heard this part. I will continue to play the rest of it, but I want to audible. I want to pull a Jay Reed. Ain't it crazy? I was just talking about Jay Reed. I just made a reference about Jay Reed. And my guy, salute the D Twins, by the way. My A1 day one right there, for real. He sent me this video. Salute to the Ruler Report. Is what it's called, right? The Ruler Report. I seen Ruler, but I want to make sure I get the proper flowers. It's not the right one. Hold on. But yeah, I think it is the Rumor Report. So salute to them for the content. I'm not I haven't subscribed. I'm not a subscriber because I didn't know nothing about this channel until now. I am going to subscribe right now, but I'm not going to lie. If it don't align with me, I will subscribe. It is what it is. But salute to the Ruler Report for this content. The title is Wack 100 says Travis Ford claims Jay Reed gave police info on Loose Cannon after the No Jumper brawl. See, what I thought, Jay Reed, Loose Cannon was in on it to line Wack up. They threw an audible within the play. The play was to extort No Jumper. That's what the original play was. Jay Reed, that Morris guy. And it's funny that I ain't gonna say no, I ain't gonna point no elbows, but I ain't seen no other YouTube channels out here, especially the ones who was champion Morris. I ain't heard nobody talk about Morris in a while. Am I tripping? You know the other guy that got assaulted, beat, jumped, robbed, all that strip, you know, the saying. Because I know that somebody had a GoFundMe out for that guy. And then they brought him to YouTube. And I had more questions than I had answers. Like, is that really him? I had the same questions about that I had about the other thing. The mother calling in and giving Wack that information. Like, I have questions. Like, are those people legit? Are those people real? We still haven't got that clear yet. You know? Who were those women that called Wack and gave Wack that information? So I got the same question of, was that Morris really on that phone? And what I was my understanding was in the beginning from other YouTubers is that Wack wasn't gonna get away with the No Jumper incident. They you know, dude was gonna cooperate. He was in witness protection. But then what's my man? The IBM Hoodlum, he got the paperwork. He has the what the and what happened? We ain't seen no charges come for that yet. The No Jumper incident. But he says he has the paperwork on that. They are gonna file charges. And in there it says that Morris is not going to cooperate. Now, we understand, though, when it comes to paperwork, things can be deceiving. It can say one thing and mean another, because it says the same about Wack 100 on Big U and on the Big U indictment on Operation Drawdown. But we all know that Wack hands is all in it. He fully orchestrated that whole indictment. So we know that. It's a lot of reading between the lines here, people. Let's listen to this.
All right, so this is something else I seen you comment on on my video, whatever. I never, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I gotta be real, because I told you I would stand on everything that I just said.
Here we go.
I never believed the actual explanation for how that shit took place with Jay Reed, as far as the own neighborhood, on.
I mean, all I can tell. Hey, listen, all I can tell you is what I heard. See, all my homies with me was on the wall on the side of the G-Wagon. They're going to move based upon how I move. So, if them niggas got their little them niggas know each other. You know what I'm saying? They know it. Them niggas been to jail with each other and shit, I guess. I don't know the other nigga like that. So, whatever their conversation was, and once I started hearing certain shit, I'm going to step out of it. Because if I step in it, even to stop it, and they start swinging, or a nigga reach for something, that activates my team. So I don't know why a nigga on what he on. I done seen niggas do shit today for some shit 6 months ago. I don't know. All I think I know, once I hear that, I know them niggas is enemies when you start talking that shit.
Oh, for sure.
I done seen neighborhoods and gangsters kicking it. But I also know when conversation get to going on and niggas get to saying on this and on that, that's friction. I'm gonna remove myself from it and let them niggas do that. Remember, it was only 2 niggas back there.
And they whooped on them, so I can't see it only being 2 of them.
When it started, it was just them 2. Now, I did my part. I seen the nigga do some crazy shit.
I heard you.
I'm not running up on no nigga that I barely know like that, and he got that in his hand. I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? Right. I'm just gonna be real. Now, if that was one of my people that I know respects my voice and that I know they temperament, I don't know this dude that well. You know what I'm saying? When a nigga go to the extreme for no reason, I pay attention to that. So I don't know what he on. So I'm gonna give him a voice. Hey, bro, don't do that. Nigga wasn't even fighting back. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck you doing? At that point in time, my team grabbed me up and made me get in the car.
That more even like makes me believe that he was being aggressive with Luce. I don't think that's true though.
No, but see, you gotta remember, bro, like words where we come from and looks, you know, it may not make sense. It means something. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, for sure.
A nigga kill you. Like that, yeah, a nigga kill you by a nigga kill.
Bro, he don't want to hear you talk. He just wants to talk.
Staring at a nigga too long. You know, nigga, what's up? You know what I'm saying? So certain word now come to find out, I didn't know this at the time. Travis Ford tells me this like 3 weeks ago. He like, yo, bro, dude called dude like 15 times to come up there. He showed me his phone record. I said, oh, yeah? He said, yeah, also I found out they had some other shit going on prior to that. So I don't know if that's that. I don't know. Don't give a fuck.
You saying Luce called him up there?
Called him, yeah, they say the phone records they turned in, because dude had to call and kind of apologize. He said, Wack, nigga said the phone records show 15 calls between this time and this time. Ain't nothing from you. The nigga said he don't communicate with you like that. I said, yeah, I told you I was running out of cancel the you.
So basically,
be with you. So if I cancel the be with you,
basically what I'm saying though, kind of like go along with what you just told me though, because I don't feel like it was. It looked like it was some bullshit. I
don't know. And by the end of the day, I'm gonna be real. Did you watch the Tory Lane video? I'm gonna show y'all West Coast niggas get
Yeah, I
out.
seen that.
You saw niggas going up and down that
Walking
staircase.
right past it.
Yeah, bro, we don't get, like, when it come to certain shit that ain't our shit, we act like we don't see it. I'm gonna be real with you, bro. Ain't our shit. I don't know what a nigga done did. And I'm not finna be the one trying to play peacemaker when a nigga's in a rage. You get what I'm saying? Now, if it's my people, I can control it. But nigga, when a nigga grip up, hey, listen, man, listen, my nigga.
So you brought up about the phone calls, the phone records. So those phone records have been turned in to who?
Yeah, I guess he said they turned in the phone records to law enforcement or something. You know, Travis Ford told me this, so I guess him and Travis still talk. I don't know the nigga like that.
So it's gonna be Luce basically about to have a case behind that shit.
I mean, if you turn in phone records and shit, you know, and it's gonna show. You can lie to the world all you want, but nigga, if you call a nigga, if I call your phone 15 times and it shows us having conversation, right? Something in there ain't gonna make sense. It just ain't. Cause when I asked the nigga, hey bro, how that nigga get up here? I don't know. He was just out there. But you know, it eventually come out eventually. But again, you're not gonna tell Wack how to move, bro. You know how many niggas I know that's dead because they tried to intervene when a nigga had something in their hand? I only do that with people I'm very, very close to.
I heard you say Luce. No, Luce. No.
Yeah, don't do that yet because when
I gotta
seen
unsubscribe, nigga. Come on, you bugging, bro. You really bugging. But salute to your channel, though. Go subscribe to his channel.
I don't give a fuck.
If his channel resonates, man, go subscribe, man. You know, but that right there made me unsubscribe, man. Like, bro, Carl, are you serious, bro? No, I heard you say, come on, lose. How about, nigga, that shouldn't have went down in the first place if it was real? How about that it wasn't real, it was a play? How about that? Let's start there. It was a play. Why are we keep doing this dance? Why are we trying to rewrite what was right before our eyes? He was telling Luce that, if anything, because he didn't want it to go too far. Because he didn't think the dumb nigga might have accidentally popped off. But them could have been props. I don't know. But if you don't think that shit was staged, if Wack didn't have his hand and involvement in that, you crazy. That's why Wack don't be on my platform. That's why you won't see him on Deuce M's platform. This is why. Because we not going to let that nigga say that and spin that. We not having that. And if he get to talking too much, we going to shut his ass down. I sent him to the goo. Goo whop him. Goo York City. That's why.
But then again, it ain't my business. I don't know. Maybe he robbed this.
See, other platforms, they like the circus, so they gonna let him go in there and do that dance. Oh yeah, they begging for him to come. Some of these other platforms, I don't know if y'all been hearing them. Oh, I don't know. My man sent that to me, man. The Ruler Report. I ain't never seen this channel before. Salute to him, though. But yeah, I wanted to run it because of what the title says. I had no clue how this was gonna go. He got his right to his viewpoint and opinion and all that. I'm not saying that he don't. All I'm saying is that you're not keeping it. You're not keeping it a buck. You ain't keeping it funky. If you just let that one slide, you ain't keeping it funky. Sorry. You should have said, now hold up now. We didn't see a lot. I didn't see you here. I really didn't see you step in and do anything. And furthermore, the word on the street is you might have orchestrated it. It just went a different way. That's what the word is. You know? I don't understand. But like I was saying, you have some of these other channels out here begging for him to come on their shit. You coming out, you might as well come out to my channel. You want to give him a platform, huh? So bad you want to get this man a platform for views and likes. But you so against it. It's crazy to me. We select a politic, you know? If there was a real known petty out there that the world knew, you would give him your platform, huh? To get the scoop. To get the story, huh? You would let him come and talk about all the heinous things he's done. Just so you can get the story, huh? Oh yeah. There's them YouTubers out there. They got their people fooled though. They got their people thinking that they really for them. But if the people just took a second and think about it, they would understand that you don't get at no light. I don't care how big the story is. You don't get at no light. You don't give them a platform to come on there and spew bullshit ass narratives. So why would these particular YouTubers be so open to that? So, you know what I mean? Let's go.
Nigga, maybe he violated this nigga. I don't know what the fuck he did, right? So I'm just telling the nigga like, bro, like, don't do the nigga like that.
Well, I know
you know what I'm saying?
Like
that's a fact, Sherm. I had to unsubscribe.
Other shit was supposed to be taken from the nigga. They stripping niggas butt naked. I mean, that was,
I don't know. I don't know what he had. I don't know what all he had on him.
You okay? You can't let him overtalk you. You said what now? You said that was some foul ass shit. I could barely hear you under the noise. I could barely hear you. Maybe he get louder.
We ain't touching. You know. I don't know what I'm hearing that it's some record that niggas use as credit cards around the corner. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. All this is I don't know whoever had them. They got them on camera somewhere.
Damn, so they
using the credit cards
and then used them. Man.
Yeah, whoever had them, you know, they got the niggas on camera. This is what I'm hearing. So, you know, it's gonna eventually.
That ain't what you hearing. If IBM Hoodlum is correct, nigga, you seen the paperwork. It's already a foregone conclusion. They just tightening it up to drop it. I didn't hear you tell him yet. Maybe it's about close to 5 minutes left in this. Maybe we'll hear Wack tell him that he went up there the very next day after it happened and identified every single person to add him to keep his job. I'm just trying to understand why are these things not being brought up when he comes to these different platforms? What does he owe you? Are y'all afraid he might not come back? That's the point. That's why you don't fuck with him. Because if he can't get his narrative out and you can't get your narrative out, he ain't fucking with you. He ain't gonna play fair. So why give him the opportunity?
Come out. What their real deal is, it eventually come out. I can't really tell you because them niggas got history. You know what I'm saying? Them niggas been knowing each other. So I don't know what the fuck. I got niggas in my world right now.
See that?
Real shit that I got a problem with that they don't know I got a problem with them. They don't know I know. You get what I'm saying? On some real shit. Now let's say I'm on some bullshit.
That's a shot at Reggie.
Yeah, man, come on out, come pull up on me. He come out once, we eat, we go to Miami another time, and the third time I done made my mind up that it's on. You get what I'm saying? So I don't know what them niggas got going on. But if some phone records reflect a nigga calling a nigga that many times in that time frame that day, that's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, that shit crazy though. And it's on video. I don't know who recorded that video. I know they tried to.
Man, hey bro, you never watched Gigi? You ever watched Gigi? Gigi, his wife. You never watched her channel?
I watched her. Yep.
Okay, well, Gigi has exposed that's what he do. She done went back 4-5 years putting up shit. This nigga recording shit he do.
Wack, you took this weird ass nigga all over, like, to all the hot podcasts and shit, man. Like, what the fuck?
I mean, what that got? That's just a check.
That nigga
If you call me right now, and say I don't give a fuck, because I know what I was doing.
Right.
If you say, yo, Wack, I'm trying to market myself, I got this product, and I'm trying to get boom, 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 and I got 50,000. Can we make it happen? I may say, well, I can do this, and I can do that. Or this, that, for that. And you say, all right, deal. I'm gonna move you around the way. If after I get through moving you around, you think in your head that you're big enough to say, fuck Wack, you don't owe me. You're not gonna stay with me anyway, because you're not part of me. That's cool. Then that's what you do. The smart nigga would say, I'm gonna keep a rapport relationship with Wack so I can keep crossing some bridges. But it was just business with me.
Outside looking in, though, it looked like the situation went bad.
It's supposed to be.
He was
it's supposed to be like that, bro.
He was feeling some type of way about the 600 shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like he wanted
to get that, bro, you know why? You know why? You know why? Because me and 600 have a real relationship. When 600 was in his contracts with Don King and couldn't get out of them for 2 years, he called me and I had him out of it in 2 weeks. We talking back 2015. Me and 600 got a relationship. So when he like, yo, Wack, you and 600 be built in a certain way, I want to build with you that way. I'm going to tell a nigga you ain't 600. I mean, we seen what he was doing. Like, me and 600, we talk every day.
That this nigga was telling us, I mean, because we've been saying he was lying from the beginning. Like, at what point did you know he was lying?
You know, I never really put. We know he lied about shit because it been shit he told us that had nothing to do with the internet that we just know. But, bro, if that's the case, I should interview 607 Unc today. We should interview Orlando Brown. All they do is lie. Yeah, what I give a fuck about a nigga lying on camera, bro? That's him. Either I'm gonna question you about the lie, or I'm gonna let you live with your lie. 607 Unc put everything on his mama. Orlando Brown make up all kind of stories, and they get millions of views. So why am I supposed to be the lie exposer when a nigga, this is what you want to do to build your brand? So be it. You want to go tell people you did Cardi B hit song when a nigga could just go Google it and see who did it? So be it. What I give a fuck. The crazy part about it is y'all kept watching the lie.
But
real quick, salute to Black Caesar, man. Salute to Black Caesar. Very interesting, Black Caesar. Black Caesar says Reggie snitched on Suge 3 days after Pac died. Facts. I just wanted to say it like that. Lord knows how much snitching Wack has done. At this point, it's all fair game with them dudes. Facts. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. As far as on this stage with these players right now, it's like, man, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? We slinging the mud now. We're past. Damn, he's a snitch. You know what I mean? Like, wow, we're past it now. Now we're at, oh shit, what we about to really hear? Come on out. Get your popcorn ready. I don't think it's a joking matter, if I'm being honest with you. I really don't. You do have to put some type of humor behind this to stop you from crying, especially if you really do have a moral compass. Those out there that really have a moral compass, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Because when you hear shit like this about people that you really admired and respected or looked up to and thought that they lived a certain way, because you built or you just lived a certain type of lifestyle based off of what you learned from them or and family and other loved ones and where you come from, you take pride in that type of stuff. So when you see stuff that is counter opposite of what you believe in, the way you look at life itself, it bums you out. Like I told y'all before, like when they got Big U and raided his house, and I seen 600 riding around his house that morning with that badge on, just rubbing it in his face, If you go back, if you think, I didn't even do a video that day. I couldn't. I sat here on that microphone for an hour redoing a reaction, and I just couldn't get it out. You know what I'm saying? Like my mood was just fucked up behind it. That shit hit home for me. I couldn't believe it. And then I know why it happened, how it happened, who was involved in getting away with it, and then they go on on No Jumper, I think that same day, and they called it the podcast Avengers. You got Adam 22, you got Vlad sitting there not knowing what to say, Wack 100, 600 snitch ass sitting there who has yet to show that sealed paperwork. But yeah, that shit fuck with your soul, man. It really do, man. I don't know about some of y'all, but Selena, she understands. She see what I'm talking about. I think Steffi, she understands exactly what I'm talking about. Shit'll fuck with you. So it's no laughing matter. But you do gotta try to find some humor out of something. You know what I mean? To keep doing it. But I don't think anybody that's in this space that helps, no matter what it is that you bring to the table, this is not the time to stop. Take a break, maybe, yes. Not a long one, because the war is far from over. Shit is getting real. It just got real last night. It was climbing, and then boom! Now it's real. Then you have Wack over here on the other side, snitching about Jay Reed and Loose Cannon having multiple conversations. But here's the thing, though. You already knew that. You knew they had a relationship outside of you. You knew that. Now, those phone conversations, I have no clue what they're about. But I have a strange, odd feeling that it wasn't that Jay Reed was necessarily lining Loose up. I think they was conspiring to line Wack up. Wack know it. So he's changing or switching the narrative. That's what I think. But I guess we're going to have to wait to find out when it comes to that. First person I hit was Deuce, like, but the man. And I was shocked Deuce did that live for that long, man. But I could tell he was devastated as fuck. Both of them was. Everybody. I was on the live. I might have said a couple of words in the chat. And then I just fell back and listened. You know what I mean? That shit hit hard right there. Cause like Big U said, man, I'm gonna be in here fighting this shit for years. Man, I got an uphill battle. He just got his son to the NFL. Right? After helping so many other kids achieve that goal. A lot of kids achieved that goal off of his watch. Then he got his baby there. And now he in there. He can't enjoy the fruits of his labor. You know what I'm saying? He can't enjoy that like he would like. All because of a hating ass nigga who was scared of him. Who decided to work for the feds to take down his own people. A sellout. We got to start calling him what he is, y'all. He's more than just an informant. Oh, he's a sellout. You know? Listen, I don't be hearing him out here bigging up any black platforms like that. But he'll big up Vlad. He'll big up Adam 22. If Trap La Ross would have played right, he would have bigged him up too. You don't hear him talk about doing anything in the black community whatsoever. Doing anything for black people at all. He hasn't even started some type of non-profit, right? and then combine that with what he does with the diaper company that will allow him to give out free diapers, help families in need for diapers. You don't hear him talking about that or doing nothing like that. He don't hang out at the park in the garages where the real niggas at. That's what he telling you. Nigga, that I'm over that. I've been so gone and so far removed, it's not even funny. When I look in the mirror, I see Officer Jones. I don't see CK Wack from Pacoima. Salute to Phoenix J and the real Pacoima Pyrus out there who stand on business, and I'm not talking about just ignorant business, illegal business. I'm talking about integrity business. Don't turn your back on your fellow man business. We are a family, we are a community, and we're going to stay that way. We're going to help each other when we need to. Business. That's what I'm talking about. You see, because gangs ain't just about doing the bang bang shit. That's what they want you to think. That's what they want you to believe. But the government got gangs. The LAPD is a gang. I know y'all listening. I know one of y'all listening at least. We know y'all a gang. Gangs all across the world. That's what them gangs is doing. That's what it's about. What is your gang about? And for the most part, the gangs in LA are about keeping our community safe. Yeah, some spoiled apples on a branch, or things ain't just as black as white as people want to make it think. Spend a lot of bloodshed over that. But we gotta understand. We gotta wake up that we've been manipulated and played with. When something ain't right or something on appears right, seem right, you gotta understand that's some of that be by design. They throwing us at us, keeping their hands clean. I.e. Jimmy Iovine. Jimmy Iovine ain't pulled one trigger on Pac or Big or Suge, but he's involved. He's been implicated for something, right? He played a part in it, right? But as far as the actual shooting, his hands is clean. When some say he the one who really orchestrated a lot of all of what's going on. Suge Knight seemed to think so. But you see how his hands is clean? You better wake up. They're using us at us. When something don't seem right, something don't look right, something don't feel right, it probably ain't right. Abort the mission. Get the fuck out of there. Leave that the fuck alone. Move around that. I'ma not tell you not to trust your people. You know, you got certain people, man, in our space, they'll tell you, man, they love you, man. Thank you for your support. I just ain't fucking with you. I love you, though. I love what you do for me. But I ain't fucking with you. That's they right. I understand. They level of frustration, but it ain't all of us out here living like that or being like that or thinking like that. And I don't want y'all to get so discouraged that you looking at every person that look like you the same, because that ain't the case. It ain't the case. You got to be a little more cautious, but still love your fellow brother. This is the time that we need unity more than anything. Right now, they want us to be separated. They trying so hard and they succeeding because, like I said, they got people in this space that's telling you, I don't mess with these people. You fuck with these niggas. This is why I don't fuck with these niggas, because these niggas, You keep hearing that. Before you know it, you going to start acting like that. You know, just because you had a bad episode of 3 don't mean everybody like that in our community. It's enough division in our fucking community already that we don't need another one that look like us telling us how bad we are as a people. I can find a lot of bad and a lot of good in every walk of life. But look what we always up against, and we still come out victorious, and they fucking hate it. They hate it. We figure a way out of no way every fucking time, and they hate it. Thank you, Alexa. She's telling me it's time for lunch. She my boss now. She tell me what the fuck to do. You hear that? But really though, no matter what they throw at us, no matter what they do to us, we still find a way. Very resilient. And I think the reason that is, not only that we the chosen people, we live that way, we think that way, the strength in us tells you that. Because although we lay our head down when shit like this happens, so be crushed. May take a couple of days to get over it, but we definitely get back over it. And when we get back in the game, and we figure it out. This is no different. We need to be more united. This ain't the time to be turning our people away. It's time to embrace the ones that want to be embraced and teach the ones that need to be taught and learn from the ones we need to learn from. Nothing is above approach. Nothing. There's a lot of different ways to look at this, a lot of different ideologies, and I welcome them all. Even if I don't agree, I still listen. I pick up from it what I pick up from it, learn from what I learn from it, and I apply it to what I'm doing, and I keep moving. But I'm always willing to listen and learn. And I can admit when I'm wrong, just like I can admit when I'm right. And I know I'm right about this. Us as a race is under attack. We've been saying it and saying it. Better wake up. As a race, as a whole, we're under attack. They're using us against us. How many of y'all still supporting No Jumper? How many of y'all still supporting Vlad? Talking to me too. I ain't exempt. I done clicked on a No Jumper video a few times, not too long ago. But like I said, we need to stop doing that. We need to regroup. This is the time for us to regroup. Pull that black dollar too. We need to pull our dollars. You hear me? They not for us. They against us. Pull your dollars. We got to figure it out. We got to figure it out. Pain always makes someone stronger, and that's a fact. That's a fact. They don't care about us. They don't need. They don't even want us. They use us. They need us. They bleed us. Tear our structures down. We just build them back up. But the only thing that we ain't figured out yet is how to get closer, how to build with each other and do it quietly. Oh, because when they strategizing and shit, we don't be knowing nothing about it. That don't be at them G summits. No. When they strategize and they put in their play to disrupt the African American families and the other minorities, they do them behind them doors. No phones allowed, no recordings, no nothing. Some of them actually been secretly recorded. I don't know how they did it because they can't come in there with nothing and information leaked. And you hear how they talking about us, what they gonna do to us and take from us. And then we take our little narrow asses right out there and go support the same devices, the same shit that's trying to destroy us as a whole. Remember, it's not what we think we are, it's what they believe we are. Salute to Scandalous Los Angeles TV. Give him his full credit because he was 100% right. It's not about what we think we are. It's who they think we are and what they're trying to prevent. Rest in peace to Pac. Rest in peace to Big. And all of our lost soldiers across this globe. No matter where they from, where they at. Who didn't have to die, that didn't need to die, didn't deserve to die. They got the right people in place, people. They got the right people in place. That's a fact. But what they don't have is us. We make this motherfucker go round. Believe that. That's what they keep miscalculating. We've been needing y'all by force. Not by choice. Because if there's any other coach out there like us, we make something out of nothing. We know how to do that. Easy work. We need to wake up, people. We need to wake up. But anyway, I'm going to get up out of here, man. Wait. Slow down. Stand on the media. I talk the dog. I'm going to bail Keefy D out. I'm giving Veggie a short time supply of Incredibles. I just got time for... I just got Game his house back. Boy, that shit there was diabolical, man. Fuck the game all the way up, bro. He don't do nothing but tear our people down. Blueface in jail, down. The Game house snatch down. Got his hands in everything. Come on, man. Come on, man. Enough is enough, people. I know sitting on the sideline is safe. I know it's safer on the sidelines. But pretty soon, them sidelines ain't gonna be safe no more either. Soon, you're gonna be forced to do something. See, when you go to LA County back in my day, right? Whether you gang banged or not, you get thrown in the wrong dorm at the wrong time. You can be in there on straight piece. You in there on a driving violation, probation violation, something stupid, something small. Back in my day when I was going back and forth to the county jail, they put your ass in the dorm with a bunch of them niggas, real niggas, who ain't playing no games. Whether they embraced you or whipped your ass, to understand where your heart was at, to make sure that you would be suitable for what's really coming. Because that's the reason some of the dorms I went in would do it. Because they knew that if a riot kicked off in this bitch, we need people that's going to stand up and not lay down. Right? Makes sense. But whether if you wanted to be a part of that riot or not, your ass was going to be a part of that riot. You hear me? Ain't going to be no sitting on your bunk, nigga. Because if you don't get up off that bunk and you somehow survive, your ass is on the docket. Same thing, people. Sidelines ain't comfortable no more. I'm telling you right now. You ain't got to take my word for it. I see it. Pretty soon, them sidelines ain't going to be safe. So if I was you, I'd get in the game. Get ahead, because it's coming. Facts. It's coming. I'm gonna get up out of here, man. I appreciate y'all, man. We already listened to most of the Suge interview anyway from yesterday. Salute to the Ruler Report, I guess, right? Subscribe if it resonated with y'all. I'm not gonna bend y'all arm and to have to, go subscribe because that wasn't my cup of tea. But if it was yours, it was the Ruler Report. Anyway, salute to Piers Morgan though for the content. Salute to Discretion TV for allowing me to do my reaction to his because he's I use his channel, so salute to him. Salute to Do Sims, Don Mukiwe Conversations, Steffi, D Twins, Just Bay Area's finest in the building, Cameron in the building, Giving Life 706 of course is in the building, Black Caesars definitely in the building, Jonas in the building. I already said you Lou by the Lou in the building. Lenny Love in the building. Steffi Weffy definitely always in the building. Beautiful Steffi. Selena in the building. Fan West TV in the building. Kid the Barber always in the building. Dude Sims was in the building. Yeah. Your usual suspects. Did I miss anybody? If I miss you, I didn't mean to. I just didn't want to keep scrolling all the way up and hold y'all. But anyway, man, I'm going to get up out of here, man. Y'all have a great Friday, a great weekend to come. Think about what I said. Think about what your own intellect is telling you, what your own gut is telling you, right? And let's get to work, man. I'll catch y'all in the next one. I'm out. Hey, good peoples. Hey. But I love y'all for real. Y'all know that. Stand on the media, man. Man, the haters is gonna say I sounded like Daffy on my internet.